What's happening, car guys and car gals? Good morning. This is Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
And this is Fred Lenartz, the subprime hero.
I didn't know we were talking.
We're talking today because that's what we're doing because I'm so excited. This morning, we have somebody that we've been looking forward to having on our show for a long time. She graciously said yes.
Yeah.
Only because
it took a lot of clothes.
She went on someone else's show first and was like, I'm so sorry. I could definitely come on your show. And I'm still okay with that. Actually, I still love her for it. I'm still excited about this show. I'm just happy to have her here. I want to say one thing is that, honestly, we've been doing the show for a little bit and we've been having a great time. But she's the one, honestly, I think really discovered
She's
us.
our Diana Ross.
She came out and she was like, oh, these guys are great. She started sharing our stuff. She started introducing us to people like Think Ag Group. One of our favorite sponsors right there. You can see right above Lou's head, right on his chest and everything. Bam. Think.
Trying to represent.
Ad Group, right? www.thinkadgroup.com. One of our very first sponsor, still our sponsor. Love them. Great people. You got some amazing people over there. But Evelyn is what shines. But she introduced us to them. And then she also introduced us to Dealership Toolkit with Liz Martin and everything. She's introduced us to a lot of people. April Palmer. I could keep going with these names of people that just really have blessed us and touched us in life. But I could tell you, she's really done that. She's done it without asking for anything in return. And all we want to do is honor our sister here. She's our little sister, as we call her, right? We want to do everything but show her love. But she's somebody that does that for everyone else. So it's our turn to return the favor to her.
Right.
So I'm excited to have her here this morning. Long time due. We've been waiting for this. I know Lou's been waiting for it. We've been waiting for this day, and it's happening. And I know she's excited. We had some technical difficulties a moment ago, but we're live. I know we're running about 10 minutes late, but you know what? It's never late if it's worth waiting for. Good things are worth waiting for is what they say, just like her coming on the show. So I'm excited about this.
And a good cup of coffee is something that you wait on.
Cup of coffee.
You'll go ahead and set yourself aside, wait for your name to be called, and get excited when your cup is brewed up and ready for you. So let's not rush a good cup of coffee. We have an incredible solutionary that's inside of the room that's brewing solutions on a consistent basis, folks. And this is the thing that most people won't know until after this is out there and people get to see it, that this magical woman makes great things happen on the back scene for many people that are on the forefront. For many people that put themselves out there, she's right there encouraging them, helping to produce for them, helping to get people connected to them to make their message better, and is always taking the seat with joy, like she's inside of a theater watching them perform and do what they're great at in every aspect of business that I see her connected to. So I am so honored that we have the opportunity to do life with her from now on. We are so thankful that we get the chance to finally have her on the podcast. And you need to make welcome our friend, our sister, Miss Evelyn Kelly Searle. Get you some. Welcome to the show. Hey.
That was it. That was such an intro, guys. I feel like I'm not worthy of that intro.
You're beyond more.
You're beyond worthy. If we had like a production crew and we could have done all these other cool things, we would have been like fireworks going off. We would have made all, there it is. Boom. It's like that, right? So we would have done all that for you because you deserve it. I mean, folks, people, if you don't know this face, you're crazy. She's out there doing some amazing stuff. LinkedIn is her home, and she definitely loves helping people get better on LinkedIn, loves sharing people who are doing some amazing things for others out there. She does it every single day without even a blink of an eye. She does that because she loves this business. She loves the people in this business. She loves people. So thank you for being here, Ev.
Thank you. Thank you. You guys are like my personal hype men. I wish I could just like dial you in every morning. I'm still starting my day.
Well, we're trying to work on maybe a thing where we can get a little push this button real quick, and you have us pump it up, free and focus, fly. Let's keep going, boom, 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 and everybody. All right, don't go do your day, right? We want to be every speaker, everybody's hype guys. We want to be able to be there to caffeinate them, let them know,
no doubt,
that a great idea.
That this world is waiting for their message, waiting for what they have, and try to primer up the crowd for them. But speaking of primering up the crowd, you already got a crowd up in here saying good morning.
Oh, there's all kinds.
What's up?
LinkedIn is hot right now.
Yes, it is blowing up. Blowing up like my man, Justin Searle. You might know this guy.
I think you might know him.
You might know. He might be a little close, right?
Just a little bit. He's on the road today, so he's probably listening in the car. So
that's awesome.
Yes, and I can feel his smile right now as we speak, and I'm excited about it. But I know he loves you, absolutely adores you. But you guys are an incredible power couple that we definitely honor. Welcome, Justin, on the road. Michael Larkin, another brother from the think tank. What's going on, brother?
What's
Scott,
up, man?
Good morning to you, my friend. So excited to have you up inside of here. Jay, always consistently coming and bringing that encouragement. What's happening, Jay?
I love some Jay.
Everybody loves Jay. Everybody loves Jay.
Because he loves everybody. He's much like
right.
you. He's a connector of people, and he loves to go out and make sure you know that he's paying attention to what you're doing. Jay, what do you say? I love you, bro.
Get you over that. Terry, what's going on, brother? Glad that you're with us this morning. Folks, again, we have absolute royalty in here. We have a sister that is always living through the lens of love. She's
Amen.
Always pouring out through a lens of love, and she's always seeing people through that type of an understanding that there's something great about them to love, and that's something that you always need to pour inside of your cup. That sort of a filter of life is always what's going to make you enjoy life a little bit more, because you find more things that you love. So again, we're so thankful that you're here, excited that we get the chance to have you on the show, and let's shake things up a little bit. But you know how we get things moving,
Before
right?
we do anything, you know what we do.
Practicing for 2 years, guys.
That's right. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Got some of that. All right. So let's do what it is that we do. Car guys, car gals, and all you solutionaries, we are about to do what it takes to keep growing. And that's apply 3 Fs. Fred, tell them about them 3 Fs.
Well, the first F is my favorite. They're all my favorite, just so you know. I always say this stuff in every question. The first F is my favorite. It's forgive. Because in order for us to grow, in order for us to be able to move forward in life, really, truly move forward, you have to let go of all the weight of unforgiveness, all your mistakes, all the things that people have done to you. Because it's not just what you've done. It's what people have done to you. We use that a lot of times as excuses. Oh, I can't do it because of this. No, it's because you don't allow yourself to do it. You have to forgive it. Let it go. Because if you forgive, to be able to focus is so much easier. Then you can focus on all your goals, your future, everything that you want.
Right.
So you fly there, right? And when you're there, you just got to keep growing. So let's get this thing going with our good friend. Hey, Kelly. I'm so excited. Here we go. All right.
All right.
On 3, car guys, car gals, and solutionaries, forgive, focus, fly. 1, 2, 3, forgive.
Focus. Fly.
Hi.
And keep growing. I love it. You have been practicing.
Yes.
She even has the pose like. I love it. Like still frame.
That's going to be on the Christmas card next year.
There you go. We love you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. So 5 questions, 5-liner. I'm so excited about starting this. The very first question, it's your purpose. It's your why. What drives you every single day to wake up and be the best version of yourself?
So my family, first of all,
No doubt.
they're at the core of everything, my family. But I think more importantly, there's this deep rooted failure. I can't fail. So that's literally what drives me every morning and pushes me every morning is the fear of failure. So, and I've actually talked about this before, like I feel like there's a lot of different motivators for everybody. Yes. And family can be my motivation, but it can also be like the fear of letting them down or the fear of not giving them what I want to give them. So for me, I thrive on fear. Like it drives me, it pushes me because I've been in situations where I've had to go without and my children have had to go without and I don't ever want to be there again. And I grew up going without and that's not something I want to put my children through. So that's my core. It's everything. It drives me. It motivates me. It pushes me. It keeps me going. It keeps me up at night, but it wakes me up in the morning.
It's all the above. It is a motivating force. And I know what you mean. and having family like you do, and I know that you're very family oriented. There's no doubt about it. You love, you care, you do everything you can for your family. Matter of fact, I think that us as solutionaries, that's kind of like a base for us. You know, if you're a family person, it tends to be something that drives you. It's a good why. It's a good base of a why. You sit there, you have that why, and then like you said, you added on the fear, right? So you want to make sure that you're always doing your best. You always want to make sure you're doing the right thing. You're always wanting to make sure that it's almost like FOMO. All right. You know, fear of missing out. We don't want to miss out on stuff either. You know, we want to make sure that we're doing it all right. But you do it with such class and grace that, you know, we wouldn't even notice that you have any fear. No. You go out there and you do it.
It consumes me. But, you know, you can take that fear and it can consume you in a bad way. And you can self-destruct over it, or you can use it to light a fire. So that's my fire.
It also makes things exciting. You know, it's like a roller coaster. A lot of people, you go on a roller coaster not because it's boring. You go on it because it's kind of scary, right? Yeah. So you get on there and you get that adrenaline rush. There's something about doing something that's unknown, uncomfortable, that's just wild, and then you accomplish it. And guess what? You're stronger. You're more confident. You're still a little scared. You know, I've jumped out of planes before, but every time I think about it, I still get scared.
I have not done that. I don't know if I can do that, but,
no, but adrenaline junkies.
Too far.
Adrenaline junkies are those that constantly try to seek that next thrill that challenges them, that thing that that spurs up that fear that says, oh, I don't know if I can do this. That's it. And with reckless abandon, they go on to that challenge. Evelyn, again, you do it with grace. Just to echo Fred on that, you do it with such grace, as if you don't have any of that fear that holds you up at all, outside of maybe holding you up from getting on the show so long.
I know.
So excited that you're here.
The little story behind this is, I think you guys asked me almost a year ago to be on the show. You were like, you know what? Let's do a whole month of women in auto. And Ev, come on the show. And then I was like, I don't know. You know, I don't know. I don't know if I can do it. And then I feel so bad because Lori Halter, oh my gosh, who is an absolute
rearing. She's amazing,
powerful, brilliant woman in auto. She somehow, I don't know, she caught me at the right time. I think we were at Digital Dealer and we were having a couple drinks and she's like, come be on my podcast. So I said, yes, like, yeah, let's do it. So I did it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like I've betrayed Freddie.
You did, but that's okay. That's okay. We love you. We honor you.
I think I was too scared to text you, so I had Justin text you and say, Evelyn is sitting here so upset. She feels like she betrayed you because she went on Lori's podcast.
You know, I wasn't upset one bit because honestly, you needed to go on, and if it was breaking the ice that would help you get on our show, do as many as you needed. You know, Lori is a great way to start. There's no doubt. You know, our show is a great way to start too. Yeah. But Lori, I understand. You know, she is definitely a woman in automotive that is crushing the game. She's a person in automotive. Let's take women word out there. We're talking about women because women needed to be talked about in this business more than ever. They need to be brought up. They need to be lifted they need to be lifted up. They don't need our help, but they need to be empowered because there's not enough of them empowered in this business. But Lori is definitely one of those people who are empowering not just women, which she does a lot of work with that, but she does it with men. She does it with everybody, and she does it with a smile. She's amazing. She's very forward thinking. Like, she understands how to connect the right people with the right people. Like, she's definitely much like you. Since we've interviewed her, she's been connecting us with people left and right. And I want to honor her. She tells us that we need to be hype men at all the events. Like,
you totally do. You are such hype men. That's, she's right. Lori's right. And she is a connector, and she does have that. When you talk to Lori, there's no fluff. Okay. What she's thinking, she says, she tells it like it is. And she doesn't, beat around the bush. If she thinks that you need to talk to this person, you're getting a text later from that person because that's just how she is.
That's how it goes down. Back.
Yeah. Or she's calling you in 30 seconds. I mean, whatever you say to her, she's calling you in 30 seconds. And she's like, I know what we need to do. This is what we need to do. So it's true. And that, it just goes to show, like, that's the whole thing that I've been talking about. Like, we really are, it's not even necessarily about finding your people, but you find people that want to grow with you and they want to They want to have conversations. They want to think out of the box. They want to be forward thinking. And then, if you support each other, we all win,
Absolutely.
So,
there's plenty of room. And that's one thing that it's been a common theme between all the solutionaries that we've interviewed, that it's not about competition anymore. It's about helping each other, because there's plenty of room for all of us to grow. Matter of fact, there's just, as one agency, you don't have enough people, manpower to be able to deal with all the dealers. Would that be cool? Great. No, but I don't think it'd be more of a headache. You need to be able to spread love. You need to find other solutionaries out there that you could team up with and say, hey, look, I can't facilitate these, but this is a great opportunity for you to go talk with this group A, B, this dealer, this GM, this salesperson, whatever it is. You have a great opportunity. And that's what it's starting to turn into. And I really like that. Now, don't get me wrong. There's still some haters out there, but those are not solutionaries. Those are people who don't understand the game yet. They're selfish. And I don't, I'm not going to throw names out there. I'm not one to throw people under the bus, most of the time. But
see you later.
Yeah, well, I'll talk to you later. Yeah, but there's people out there, but for the most part, the ones that I'm in my network, the ones that I'm connected with, the ones that I'm trying to grow with, like you and Justin, and there's so many people. I can just keep going on. I can name a list of amazing solutionaries, but there's people out there that are willing to work together. People who are like literally collaborating, and he's coming together, helping each other, using each other.
We all are. So,
and that's the only way
part of that group, like and it's not a group. It's everybody.
Yes.
So I think it was probably about a year ago that I read this. So things have changed. I mean, I don't know what the numbers are now, but as of a year ago, I believe that there were 17,000, according to NADA, there were 17,000 new dealerships registered. Okay. Wow. 17,000 dealerships. Okay. There's room for all of us. If you're a vendor in automotive, if you're anything in automotive, I mean, there's room for all of us. So there's no need you're not competition, you're partnerships, your peers. It's your peers.
Right. I feel that way even in my local town. It's crazy. Like literally with the dealerships around me, for one, they're not competition because they're not. but what I mean but seriously, they're not competition. But honestly, what it is that I believe there's plenty of people in our community. There's plenty of vehicles that need to be served. There's plenty of people who don't like the cars that I have. Some people want a brand new car. I sell pre-owned only, right? So there's plenty that need new. I'm cool with sending them to the right person. I'm gotten to know Jennifer Scarborough, Swope over here local, and she's somebody I've known for a long time technically because I worked for her pops back many years ago. It was my very first dealership, both of our first dealerships, and now she's the VP and owner of the dealership that we work for. That's so crazy. But I remember when she was just a young child, and now she's doing things. She's doing it with grace, and we're able to collaborate, talk to her. We're not giving her industry secrets. We're just encouraging her. We're saying, hey, if I have somebody who's looking for a new Hyundai and I cannot switch them, guess who I'm sending them to? Her every time. If I have something that I don't have, like a $60,000 truck, I don't carry those in my inventory. We don't have banks for that.
Why wouldn't you refer that out?
I'm going to refer that because I want to send them to people that are going to treat them right. They're solutionaries. He's a solutionary. And there's a bunch of dealers that are really good. We got Justin Collins, who's the GM of the Chevy store local. That's another great person I could send it to. The Kia store has Patrick Sarver, who's somebody I'm a good friend with, was a finance manager for years. The dealership kind of split, so they had to bring him down. So he came back as a salesperson with grace, and he's killing the game. And he's probably making more money, and he's probably having to work less because he was a great salesperson before he was a manager anyway. And that's how I got to know him, because he posted more than any salesperson in this area. He was doing testimonials. He was doing everything that people weren't doing yet. And
he caught on early.
He did. So he's right back at it, and he's doing great, and he's doing it with grace. I'm proud of that guy. He had an opportunity to go take a manager job, but he took this one. I was like, dude, that's my man. And he knows it. It's less responsibility. So there's so many things. There's so many ways that we can all help. And the biggest thing is just saying nice things and encouraging people to be more, to keep growing, to, hey, you need this. I know somebody that can help you, and connect them, connect people.
Why wouldn't you? And I feel like, you don't do it you want to do it out of the goodness of your heart because you genuinely want to help people. But what I've experienced is down the road, somehow it always comes back because they remember that. They remember that you did something for them. And you have to be confident enough to know that if you can't, we refer accounts out all the time. We have our dealers that come to us and say, can you do this for us? And we don't do it. And that's okay because we don't do everything. not everybody does everything. So we don't do everything. So we refer it out. And we're happy to do that. We're really happy to do that. And then those agencies that we referred it out to, guess what? A few months later, when they have someone looking for what we do, they are so happy to call us and say, hey, you know, can you do this? Can you run this campaign? So, and that's what it's all about. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Planting seeds. You're planting seeds when you do stuff like that, you know, and honestly, you're planting seeds with faith, knowing that with work, this stuff is going to all happen. I'm going to have the fruit to be able to eat. I'm going to have all the flowers that I've always wanted. You know, you're going to have all these things, and you do that with such grace. You are a connector. You know, if I was to put a label behind you, I'd put connector, right? Because you're and with big capital letters, because that's what you do. You're very, very good at that. You do it on a daily. You do it all the time with your post. I mean, gosh bless it. I tell you, I posted about you, the show. I probably got 20 likes. She got over 200 by this morning. I look out like, oh my God. I mean, this is what I mean by connector. This is what a connector does. She doesn't ask for anything. All she does is share and help. You know, what she does get back is going to come back tenfold because she's not asking for it. She's just giving. She has faith that knowing that I'm planting this mustard seed today, so later I can bear.
Wells, I have to stop you for a second because a couple weeks ago, or about a week ago, it's Erica Wells, right? Is that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
She said something in her interview with you about seeds, and it stuck with me. And I've been thinking about it every day since that interview. She said something like, you know, it's really hard to plant seeds when you may not even be in the shade of that tree one day. Like it may be your grandchildren that sit under that tree. It may not even be you. So it's really hard to plant those seeds when you may not even see it. When there's no immediate gratification, that's when it's hardest to plant those seeds. But you do it. And you take, you know, you do it. Oh, yeah. But I loved that. She was amazing, by the way.
She is
fantastic.
She was fantastic. Amazing. All the ladies, I'm telling you, I told Lou, I don't think I want to interview another man because we got Tim Beach coming on this. Is it Sunday?
Tim.
We're sliding in a male guest because Tim is that amazing. He's Mr.
He's a good one to slide in.
If there's anybody, you know, I'm going to make exceptions for people like Tim, of course, you know, but I am definitely in this women in automotive. Matter of fact, women in automotive reached out to me and told me that we can even use the name women in automotive now because they're so thankful that we're doing this. I appreciate them for saying that. Yeah, no, it's really awesome. Matter of fact, they've invited us to come moderate and MC their event in December.
Awesome.
I can't believe it. Hey, would you guys mind? You know, I know that it's a woman event, but I was like, yeah. I don't even have to ask Lou. Yes, I want to do it. So because it's such a big deal, like to me, you know, I want to go honor you ladies. You ladies are the reason why I think our business is changing and going in the right direction. You ladies are the reason why I am who I am today. Without women in my life, my mother, my wife, you know, other people's wives that have just been amazing and just like Lou's wife, just, you know, supportive. And there's so many and amazing women that have been in this business that I've met. Just so fortunate to have around me to be able to show me more empathy, show me that there's a better way to be. You know, I tell you, I wouldn't be an honest man if it wasn't for a woman. I used to be a liar because of women, but then I became better the opposite way around, right? So
I wrote a country song. I think you just wrote lyrics to a country song.
But I'm so honored, and I honestly am thankful that I have, you know, a woman in my life like my wife that really helps me become better every single day.
Your wives are amazing. They truly are.
They have to be to put up with us too. I promise. We put in a lot of work, and they honestly they understand. We put in a lot of time with them, you know, on our off time too. But they've been so nice. They understand our mission. I think they understand that we're not stopping this. This is something that's going to keep going,
and they're not stopping this.
Eyes are rolling. Oh yeah, should have seen them when we got back from Digital Dealer. Should have seen their eyes rolling.
Oh my gosh, they're telling us that you guys may not get on the plane because of how big your head is.
Oh yeah,
and some of you guys saw the post that we had out there where we got overcharged. Right, it was the big head charge. but serious,
inflated head. Yeah,
there is. There's something that is mixing and mingling together, and that even if the wives' eyes are rolling or other people are not getting what we're doing, whatever it is, we're connecting to people that are seeing what it is that's inside of someone else. The seed time harvesting is going to take its effect. If you sow bad seeds over here, just understand you're going to reap a harvest expect that. Or if you are bad, right, to the that you're trying to either learn from, get around, do business with. If you're not sowing the right seeds in that section, well, you're not going to reap anything good from there either. But the thing about you is that you're sowing seeds always with love, always trying to see the growth inside of someone else. And you're actually, this is the thing that I love most about your discernment, is that you're seeing the fruit before the seed is actually completely sown. You saw us in a different light before we even really connected, right? Before.
So, I would love to talk about this for a second. And I know this, I need to say this. So give me 30 seconds to talk about you, because
go ahead.
In order to talk about it, I need to reverse back. And it was the beginning of the pandemic. Okay. So maybe March. Okay. Well, actually, it was probably February. It was probably February that I really kind of saw you on LinkedIn, Facebook, kind of discovered Car Guy Coffee. Okay. And then March hit, the pandemic hits, everything closes down. We're so stressed out, consumed with worry and anxiety, not sure what's going to happen. Okay. So I start to seek out just some kind of reassurance or stability or something. And that's when I really started watching you guys or listening to you. I think you weren't putting out quite as much video back then, but more audio. But I love now that you guys are full on producers. So, so I started really listening to you guys, and I thought, okay, just like anyone else during the pandemic, we either sit still and we cry about it, or we just find something else to do and we try to better ourselves while we wait it out and figure what the heck is going to happen. Okay. So I just completely started soaking up every single episode that you did like a sponge, every single, tidbit, every morning brew, quick brew, whatever. I mean, and then it started to become I felt safe. If everything was going to be okay, you were still talking about automotive. You were talking like nothing had changed because you were just so forward thinking. So it was kind of like we were stuck in this house, nobody was around, and you were our lifeline to the outside world, and everything was going to be okay. So that's really, truly how I became a fan. That was it. You were this constant every day or, once a week that made me feel like everything's going to be okay. They're still out there talking. They're making plans. Wow. They're all going to be okay. So
thank you for honoring us with that. And that means a lot, because we did, but it was at the same time, all those videos and all that talk that we did helped us, and then having people like you support and be able to say, hey, you're doing some great stuff, because you reached out and you're like, hey, I appreciate your post. You're doing great. You need to talk to these people. Because these, and I love that about you. You were just so there. And yes, those daily quick brews to this day. If you guys don't know, when I do a quick brew, I don't know what I'm going to do when I first wake up in the morning. When I get to it, it's usually within the first 30 minutes of the quick brew that I do, and they're all live now. I used to pre-record. Now they're all live, and I do it. Everything I say it's off the tongue. I mean, I think of an idea that I get inspired by that I need. So everything I say on quick brews is stuff that I'm working on that day. A lot of people may not know that. That is not something that's, this week I'm going to talk about this, and this. No, it's that day I woke up and today I need to work on my honor. I need to be more honorable to people that have helped me come up in the business, or I need to work on my faith today, or I need to work, whatever it is that I'm talking about, my quick brew is I am personally working on. So it helps me hold myself accountable, I should say. But at the same time, it's sharing with other people. Somebody might need to hit that message. I'm not one that worries about how many likes I get. I think you guys know that about me. I'm not worried about how many views I get. Only thing is, if one person gets it and it helped them that day, man, and I tell you, it's been like that. I at least get one person that reaches out and tells me they need to hear that. And that right there alone will make me do another video tomorrow. I may not even hear anything. I may not hear something about a video until weeks later. Someone's like, man, that one video you did really helped me that day. worth it. It's all that. I hear people come to me all the time, Lucy, in the messages, dude, I used to only sell 20 cars a month. Now I'm selling over 30 watching your videos. What? I'm like, this is so crazy. My heart is, I'm so honored and blessed. But people like you, Evelyn, who've come out, helped us connect, built our confidence up during that time, helped us start doing interviews. One of our very first interviews we did live was with your husband and of course Derek, right?
Crazy, yeah.
And that's where we came up with the idea of even having sponsorships, because they offered it to us. They were like, hey, you guys ever thought about having a sponsor? I was like, no, but why not? Why not think about it? Because we were doing it just like we talk about. We were throwing love out in the universe and putting seeds out there. We didn't realize what we were going to harvest. And then we started harvesting then, because of people like you and just hooking us up. And then of course I see Derek just chimed in, and Derek Perez, great guy. I know that his business is a great business. I love what he's doing. I love that he's growing. I love that he's happy. He's found a good life partner that he's doing.
Yes. With. We love Kristen.
Oh my God. He's so in love.
He's so lucky. Do you hear me, Kristen? He's so lucky because Kristen's amazing. Yes. Yeah.
He's definitely very lucky, and I think it goes both ways because Derek, I know that he's had some issues with relationships in the past, and to find somebody that he could feel this comfortable with, I'm so happy for him because I haven't even met him yet. We've met you
which is so crazy. And that's the thing, you were talking back in that first interview and we just needed that. We needed that positive energy from you. And I think before the call was even over, the guys kind of like whispered, they're like, we should just offer to sponsor them because we love them. So I think before the interview was even over, they're like, hey, would you consider letting us sponsor you?
You were like, okay,
yeah,
all right,
well, sure.
How do we do that?
And we loved you guys so much because of the support. It was like a no-brainer. It was like a shoe that fit perfect. You put it on.
We needed each other at the time. We needed your energy. You wanted to grow. It just was like this perfect fit. And everybody needed that at that time, like to get through those months, like those scary months. Everybody needed that. We just needed hope and something to look forward to and excitement.
Yes. And in the morning, so many people wake up after a night of rest, after a time pulled away, and they fall to the coffee pot, right? Hoping for that thing to give them energy. Don't talk to me. Get the coffee started, right? Let somebody get this coffee moving, right? That's how so many people fall into getting just something to re-energize their day, right? And it could be their energy drink. It could be their big giant gallon of water when they're doing 75
hard. Yeah.
But whatever it is, the opportunity to find something that invigorates you, that brings that life back to you. You kept coming back consistently to say, this is re-energizing me. That's the hope of what we ultimately wanted to do, whether it was the salespeople that are sitting on the floor with us where we work in one store, or it's the entire industry that gets the chance to hear this message. We want to make sure that as often as you come to get something to put inside of your cup, it does uplift you. It does upshift you. And that's what people do inside of industry, whether it's a vendor that they find a new connection with, right? Whether it's a friend that they build a new relationship with. It's something that ultimately is bringing an enrichment to your life. And this is where we come to this part of the conversation. The second question on like where people are struggling. People have been struggling before the pandemic occurred, right? People were struggling with doing a good, solid work in farming the business that they have. A lot of times the solutions that you have are right there within your own home, right? And that's what the culture we want to create is that get your home right, get your business right, your community will flourish, right? And inside of that, reaching into the cupboard, pulling out these dark beans, grinding them up, applying hot water to them, let them be filtered out until it's this bitter elixir of invigorating juice. People want that in business. People want that when they talk to you. When they talk to Think Ad Group. They say, hey, I need your business to help bring alive what's already inside of my database, right? Yeah. You have different tools, different people that you help out with. Derek is incredible at what he does. Justin is
brilliant. Justin, I call Justin my lion. Justin is a lion. He just when we give him ideas, he goes off and running, full steam ahead, charges at it. And Derek is like, He's brilliant. No, whatever you tell him, he'll just design it. He'll figure it out. He's just, and then I'm just kind of in the middle, like keep pulling them both in.
the heartbeat of what it is that Think Ad Group is. I mean, you're the great connector. So there's many things that the technology, right, doesn't necessarily that language doesn't connect always, right? Some people know who Otto is, some people don't know who Otto is. Speaking of Otto, he needs to come say hi to you. The use of these tools, right? That technology, there's a language that's in between it. There's a buffer, right? When a mom is sitting at the table and there's tension between the father and the kids, right? The mom brings that love, brings that family, right? That stillness, that calm, that love that's needed. Everybody plays their position. The Think Ad Group plays a particular position inside of the marketplace, and we honor that. The dynamic duo that you and Justin are plays a role inside of the industry. My question for you is, what brought you to this side of the auto industry?
Well, I married into it, I guess you could say.
There you go.
So I had a really great career as a controller in the transportation industry, heavy equipment sales. We did own some exotic car lots, but nothing too much in this world. But Justin, my husband, has been he was working on the retail side probably for 15 years in automotive. So I like to say that I was a GM's wife for a very long time. And I mean, he worked 70 hours a week, that was our normal life. Like I knew the business in and out through him. He would come home and tell me about his day, and I had to make sacrifices to be, the wife of an automotive, general manager, because as the hours are long, the days are long. And so it really started when we switched over to the vendor side. It kind of became this, how long do we keep going like this? Because I think there are changes that are happening within the industry. And I think years from now, maybe those hours are going to be different. And there's lots of good things brewing, as you like to say, within the industry.
Love it. That's right.
Lots of changes happening. But at the time, we just needed a change. And, some of you know, some of you don't know, but we have a daughter that has Down syndrome, and she takes up a lot of our time and our energy. And when you have a child with a disability, it comes with therapy and hours of intensive care and learning. And sometimes it gets to the point where you just need more time, So I think it all came down to time. And it was perfect timing because Derek, who is like a brother to me, we had already, had this deep friendship with Derek, and Derek came on and he had already started Think Ad Group. And he's like, you know what? Why don't you guys just come run Think Ad Group with me? Let's go. Leave the dealership world. Come over to this dark side.
I love it.
And, and we'll just figure it out.
That's awesome.
And it literally took like one night. We're like, let's sleep on it for one night. So, and the next morning we woke up and we just kind of both looked at each other and we're like, are we going to do this? Yeah, let's just do it. And it just felt so right. It just felt so good. We just jumped on. And then the three of us we went running with it. And it's been the best 2 years of my life. And a year of that was through a pandemic. And it's been amazing. Absolutely amazing. So that's how we got here.
Wow. That's just you getting to the place to where you can open up doors for other people, you getting postured to where you can make other great connections happen. And you also looking firmly inside of that commitment with you, your spouse, and your house, and understanding this needs me more. This needs me more.
There you go.
right? And I need to give this all of me so that I can give whatever business ventures I go in, whatever adventures I want to go in, I can properly give that the me that it deserves as well. And again, we applaud the parent that you are. You have a son that's serving in the military, right? Not too far from us.
Yes.
We honor that. So thankful for the service. Justin, for those of you that don't know, she not only was loving as a general manager's wife, right? But she's also the wife of a trumpet player from the United States Army band.
What's up,
folks? That's what leads the way, baby. Lead with music is what I always say. Yes. But that's something
better with music.
Yes,
facts.
But there's something that's not stopping about this heartbeat that's coming and getting revealed, that more people like you that are in situations where, man, I'm really trading a lot of time for money. Man, I'm really trading a lot of my life for what actually isn't leaving me a legacy. The cars are still going to sell, right? The business is still going to happen. All these things are still going to occur, but my daughter needs me now. My spouse needs me now. And you know what? I need me now.
Yes.
Right. I need to have time.
You know what, guys, it's scary. Like, it's scary though. And you know, we have the tendency to only romanticize entrepreneurship and running a business and taking that leap and you know, let's go. But there's also, it's scary and it's really hard to make that decision after you know, there's a difference when you get a paycheck from someone, when you have a paycheck that's steadily there every month, and then you decide to just take a leap of faith and jump into it. It's scary. It's really scary. So, but you know, you just gotta, you just gotta have faith. You just gotta have faith.
Yeah. And what are you going for, right? Why are you even doing it? Right. It's not like you're trying to do it to get to the next level or the next notch on the belt. Right. There's so much more that you're able to do that now you guys are free to go to your events, go to places where you can meet other people, encourage other people. You're free enough to be present, to encourage guys like us and tell us, hey, go forward, go do what it is that you're doing. We believe in it and we're actually receiving from it.
Yes.
And that's something that we honor and we definitely appreciate it. But we want to make sure that really this message isn't just for us three having the talk or those that are jumping in here. It's for everybody that gets the chance to hear that you can be more, but take a look at how you're spending your time. Take a look at the people that you're spending your relationships with. Take a look at the people that you're doing business with.
Right.
You deserve a life that's enriching on all ends. Go for it. And sometimes it's going to be scary. But if there's anything that I can say about this woman right here, she is a gleaming example of it's worth it and it will be okay.
It will be. You know, I'm loving this, you know, and we're talking about a lot of things here. And I love that thank you for honoring us earlier, you know, and talking about, you know, what we did and during that time and how we got connected. And it means a lot to hear that from you. I know the story. I know that you're such a caring person because you have that in your heart. You have a motherly heart, you know, but that motherly heart comes out to everybody that you meet. If somebody touches you like in a way that makes you feel like, okay, this is somebody I need to be in my life because we are who we surround ourselves with, right? You definitely give them that motherly love. And I mean that in the nicest way, not like, you know, you're an old person that's just trying to, hey, you need to do this, right? You do it because you care. You know, when I say motherly, I think of that as a powerful thing because mothers really, truly care about their children beyond you could ever imagine. They go so far and above and beyond. To even just carry a child in your body is amazing, right? I'm so jealous of y'all, sorta. But at the same time, right? I love what you're doing, and I love that you surround yourself with great people, and you do it all the time. You constantly are not. If you're not surrounding yourself, you're surrounding other people with great people, and that's what's so great about you. But I guess my third question for you is going to be your mentorship. People that have been great mentors to you throughout your career, throughout your life. If you were to name one, maybe a few, if you have to, who would that person be, or who would those people be?
Oh my goodness, there's so many because I feel like, you know, it all goes back to, that's just my personality. Like I'm a sponge. I like to, when I see good qualities of someone and them living the life that I admire, I just want to I want to learn from them. I absorb it. But obviously my husband, because Justin, I have to mention that because we are so different. I mean, we could not be more different, night and day. Okay. What I lack, he brings to the table.
Right.
And he's brave and teaches me to kind of like fly and, just kind of jump off the cliff and figure it out. So obviously my husband, but I think I'm going to take it a step further because while we're talking about, women in automotive and through the pandemic and all of that stuff, when the pandemic first hit and I started really listening to you guys and I started thinking, what can I do? What can I do to like better myself right now to kind of get through this? I started looking for people that I admire, and that brought me to LinkedIn. So I know this is probably not the answer that you're looking for, but LinkedIn as a whole and the community and network that and family that I acquired from there is what taught me, motivated me, and keeps me going. I mean, Melanie Borden, she was one of the first people that I found in the marketing side of automotive that I thought, oh my goodness, like, look at her, she's doing it. And, she's doing it through these are like really hard times. These are hard months. And she's still getting up and she's doing it. So she kept me going. I learned so much from her. Karina Deal. She was another one that I kind of held on to. She's a local girl here in Pittsburgh. She's amazing. I shouldn't say girl because she's close your ears, Lou. She's a badass.
Close your ears, Lou. I love it.
Have you heard of the Deal Auto Group? Karina runs it, and she runs it like a lion. She runs it with passion. And so I just kind of grabbed onto those people. And then you have, the Aprils of LinkedIn, April Simmons, April Palmer, Jackie Grillo, Lori Halter. There's so many. And so LinkedIn as a whole is, kind of like became my mentorship. And then the think tank, that's a whole other thing. We started that around March of, right in the middle of the pandemic too. And our idea for that was, we're all kind of struggling and we don't know like what states are open, what states are closed, what we're allowed to do. Are we even allowed to call like these people? So we started bringing all these automotive people together to talk once a week. So we started the think tank, a Zoom call every Thursday. And then it took it a step further and we started inviting leaders in the industry and just would message them and say, hey, is there any way you could just stop by the call on Thursday and just kind of give us some advice, talk to us? So, I mean, I know you only asked for a few people, but there's so many.
Keep it going. This is your show, girl.
Yeah. We our very first guest on the think tank was Alan Dickey, our guy from Canada. The famous "Get Out of the Car Business," the Thai video, and Justin had already admired him for years. And I'm like, you know what, this is a great person to ask. So he kind of started the ball rolling, and David Gamble, Paul J. Daly, he came on the show, talked about branding, completely changed our perspective on things within our company culture that we still do today because that he spoke on the show that night. Jason Harris, Jeff Hunter, Glenn Lee, Scott Joe, Sandy Cerami. I mean, these are just some of the people that were on the think tank. We would bring them on and have them talk for a couple hours because they were amazing and agreed to do it. I don't know how they put their faith in us and was like, okay, fine, I'll show up. And they're all great.
Not to cut you off, but I love the think tank, and I know that it's an amazing thing. If you step back and you take away all those guest names out, right? And those are all amazing guests. They're amazing. We've had some great opportunities to learn, grow, and share with them. But just the people who are in this group, there's some amazing people. Oh my goodness gracious. You just think about the Think Ag Group, right? Then you start thinking about Scott Wayne. Amazing. He was a guest host for you guys one time too. Scott Wayne's another amazing person. You got Mike Larkin, another guest host multiple times, been there every week. You got to love some Mike Larkin. He is one of the most consistent guys I've ever met in my life. I love him. I can keep going. Alex, he's here right now. Alex is there all the time. You can keep going. These are all just amazing
Treminio.
people. We can keep talking. Rudy Treminio. We could talk about Jason Garris. We can keep it going and going and going. This is how amazing the think tank is. Y'all put something together that was a culture at the right time. You're right. We all needed something at that moment. We all needed somewhere to be on Thursday night so we can understand what the landscape of the country was, what's going on in automotive, what's going on in the world. Because you have guests and people come on that are not even in automotive. They just come because they love being there. Like Chris Chaffee, all those people. There's just amazing people that come on the show.
Yes.
Yes. Hey, I'm just saying, like, you can just keep it rolling. There's so many names, and we're sorry we're forgetting some of those names because we're not forgetting you. There's just a long list of amazing solutionaries that come do this show, and I'm so glad that you guys still host it. I'm so glad that it's still going down. I know that it was kind of like with Clubhouse coming out, and everyone was like, "Well, what do we do here?" Well, I think you keep going because what's going to happen is at the end of the day, Clubhouse is great. Don't get me wrong. I think it's wonderful, but I think people still love to see each other.
Yeah.
After a while, you kind of okay, enough of that. I want to see some people. I want to have a drink with somebody. And that was what was cool. We were drinking and we were having fun. Everyone would talk about their favorite beverage or whatever. And if you're just drinking coffee, you could talk about coffee. You guys didn't care what you could just drink water. Just be there and share and learn. And you guys did a great job letting everybody in the room talk. You guys do a great job with that. And Justin kills it. I love Justin. I love when Justin has a few drinks in him.
Yes,
I know that it's like a love-hate for you. Some moments you're like, he's good. Some moments you're like, okay, calm down, Big Bear.
Sometimes I'm kicking him like
I know as the wife, it's probably sometimes you're like, oh, baby. But at the same time, as a friend, I laugh. And I think it's great because it brings out a different personality in him. But I like it. He's more aggressive. I almost think that he needs a couple drinks and then go close a deal.
He may have done that before. No, and that's what it's about. Like the whole idea behind the think tank was not to work. It's not, there's no pitching. We're not talking. Sometimes we talk about what we do, but it's in the mood where you're talking about your day. You're talking about your struggles. Maybe you need a pep talk, whatever. But it's literally just to hang out with friends. And that's, we like to compare it to Cheers. It's like the neighborhood bar, or we just come together, and there's no expectation. You show up 1 week. If you don't, you don't. But we're there. We're just,
it's great, and this isn't a plug for Think Tank Thursdays, but it's a plug for Think Tank for Thursday, folks.
It really wasn't. I didn't mean for it to be like that.
No, it didn't come off that way. I'm just saying we're plugging it, folks. If you guys want to know how to get how to get on the show, just all you gotta do is go to www.thinkadgroup.com, hit the swag button, and inside there's a link. There's a straight link to that show every Thursday night. It starts at 8:00 now. It used to start a little bit later. We gone a little bit earlier for people who want to come in a little bit earlier. So come on, join us Thursdays and be thirsty because it'll be fun. I promise you'll be able to get a lot of beverage. You'll get hydrated for this show.
That's right.
You'll learn a lot, or you get dehydrated because you might drink a lot of that alcohol. But hey, either way, at the end of the night, you're going to have fun. It's a good time. It lasts a couple hours. You don't have to stay the whole time. You can come in for 10 minutes, just hear and share, and then roll out.
That's part of it. You can't, come and go as you please. And we're there. Someone's always there.
Always.
And Larkin will always be there. He'll always be there to do a cheers and say hi.
No doubt. Right. It's like Marco Larkin is put right here.
Right here.
He says, where everybody knows your name. So we appreciate you. Oh man, that's some great stuff, man.
So using that somewhat of into our transition into this question, because it was so forward thinking of you all. And then all of us together to jump on into this think tank where we were having conversations about our business a little bit, right? We were very particular to not sit there and pitch because you don't want that sitting there at the bar, right? When you go to a good, healthy bar that you have a good time with, you don't want to be sold nothing. You want to have a good time. You want to take it easy. You want to relax, right? And you want to have fun and you want to laugh.
Yeah.
But sometimes, especially going through the pandemic, things started to bubble up. People would come in there. I mean, we'd fill up a screen, all kinds of faces all over that screen, right? But somebody would then come in to this place of positivity. They would bring in their whatever it is that's affecting them, whatever it is that's hurting them, whatever that challenge is. They may have just shut down their business. They may have had to scale back. There may be ailments. I mean, again, we're talking about multiple people, so the numbers are just going to do what the numbers do. We were talking about different people's COVID cases, right?
Yeah.
All throughout all of that, I mean, there were moments where there were tears.
Yeah.
Right. There were moments where there was great joy. But in those times, we came together.
We did.
Grew.
Yeah. We had people come in, and you guys, know this. We had people stop in that said, man, I just, someone told me to stop in the call tonight. I just lost my job today. I just lost my job and I really don't know what to do. And then, we're like a pack. We're like,
right.
It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Just give me a call. It'll be okay.
Right. And then to have people jump into the tank, like Dr. Bo, right? She jumps in there, talks about the extreme tragedies that she's overcame inside of her life and is succeeding and pushing forward through them. Right. These are the things that people, though you may have came into it one way, you ended up leaving enriched. You ended up leaving with a sense of community. And that is what's so important inside of any business. If you can pick up anything from this cup at this moment, if you see this clip of this show, folks, find a community that is wanting to see the best in you and wanting to do what it takes to pull out the best in you for them, for them as well. Okay. Because I want Fred to be better because I've deposited something inside of his life. I want him to be enriched and to feel enriched by that relationship. And that's what we have when we jump into that think tank. Again, not inside of a stuffy, sad bar, but like that bar where we're having fun, we're having a good time, we're just trying to talk about what makes us happy on all levels. But again, those challenges come up. And then we find moments to enrich each other. So inside of your life, inside of your business, inside of your journey, what up to now has been the hardest lesson that you've had to learn?
You know what? I'm going to go back to our girl, Erica, when she talked about planting the seeds and you may not see them. You may not sit under that tree. I think probably the hardest part is sometimes often there's no immediate gratification. So you're putting in all this work and maybe you're working 2 jobs even, you guys are working all day and then you're doing this and I'm sure you felt that, in the beginning or at some point where you're putting in all this work and maybe you're tired or you're, like right now we're growing another division of our company and nobody really knows about it yet, but we've been working around the clock for about 2 months now, nonstop. I mean, from when we wake up until when we go to sleep, we're working hard. And we know that we're not going to see, the benefits to that for a little bit down the road. So it's hard. It's really hard sometimes to not have that immediate gratification and to still get up the next day and keep doing it. But you just gotta find it. You gotta find that fire that I talked about, because I don't want to fail. I don't want to fail. So that's my fire. So I may not see the reward tomorrow for what I'm doing today. Like really, like we're talking quite literally, like what I'm doing all day today, I probably won't see the reward for a while. And that's hard. That's really hard.
It is.
You got to keep going. You just got to find the fire. You got to find the fight. You got to believe. You just have to keep doing it. And it will come. It will come.
You got faith, and have faith in all your work. I promise you. You have faith and you put the work behind it, you will see results from it and you will gain something. It may not be exactly what you envisioned, but what you will get is something amazing, and you might find something that's even better. So just keep working and keep going toward those things. You gotta forgive, focus, and fly, and keep going, guys, and keep growing, and don't stop, because that is what life is about. Planting a seed that you may not even have this be able to sit in the shade of, right? But your children will, your legacy will. That's called legacy. That's called putting in the work. I love you for that. And I know that's going to work out great for you. That new division is going to be powerful. I know that you guys are doing some great stuff. I know that Lou and I are wanting to team up with you on some other things too that we're talking about. We'll talk about that some other time.
Yeah, we will.
It's about y'all.
Let me pull something in on the seed real quick for those of you that are listening, whether this is on the podcast or this is live or you hear this in a clip later on. So the seed time harvest thing, these seeds that we put out there, we take a seed, and just let me paint the picture, everybody. You take the seed and you shove it into the ground. It goes into a dark place where it cannot be seen. You can't see it anymore. If it's going to have fruit, if it's going to bear anything, it has to get plugged in someplace deep. And then you pour water on it. I mean, imagine you come up to me just watering a field of dirt and you have no idea what it is that I'm pouring all over. You have no idea what it is that I'm pouring my heart out onto. You don't get it, but I'm sitting there just watering. There's a lot of seeds underneath there. There's a lot of seeds under there. Just paint the picture, right? See what I'm saying. And you keep watering those seeds, and then you start to see, here comes a little sprout, and then a little, and the invigoration that you get, the excitement that you get.
That's all you need, Lou. Like sometimes that's all you need. And, it can just be that one little thing. And you're like, all right, this is enough to keep me going for another couple weeks. Like that one little, thing to hang on to. Yeah.
And that's what you're doing. And now you're seeing a reaping of so many of the seeds you've sown before. But what is good fruit? Good fruit is something that's filled with more seeds. It's completely filled with more seeds. So when you get the chance to start eating and harvesting the fruit from seeds you've sown before, now you're packed up with all new seeds. And you have to be careful, folks, to not uproot the seeds that you sow, to not start digging them up just because you don't see them growing yet, right? They won't get the chance to grow. But you also have to be cognizant of not eating some of the seeds that you're supposed to re-sow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And so inside of these communities, inside of these conversations that you have, be aware that there are conversations that are happening with different people that you can pull back from and you will see fruit from. And that you can't uproot something just because it's not producing anything yet. Have faith that seed, time, and eventually harvest will come. But you're 1,000,000% correct. You're doing things right now that you may not see a result of tomorrow. You may not see a result of them for years from now. Hopefully it's not that long, right? Depends on what it is. But just like our children, right? There's seeds that I've sowed into my children's lives when they were little, that right now they understand if you don't work, you don't eat, right? And those things are applying when it actually matters in their life, and they get to sow those seeds. So again, I honor that, and I will talk all day on some seed time harvest.
No doubt, yeah, no doubt, right? And he will. But our last question, and I'm so honored that you came on our show this morning. Thank you for spending the time. I know that time is valuable. You're starting a new project, and I know you would give us time anytime, but I appreciate this so much, and we love you, and thank you for being here this morning.
I love being here.
Oh, well, thank you. Now, so that being said, my fifth and final question.
His fifth favorite question.
My fifth favorite question, and not any particular order, but this is the fifth one that comes up. What has been the greatest reward from all the work that you put in and all the things that you've done?
The greatest reward has been, all right, I'm going to go right back. To it because we're on a little theme here, right? The greatest reward has been the new community, family, and network that I've gained over the past couple years. That's been the biggest reward for all of it. I mean, over and beyond the obvious is, creating a legacy for my children, creating, that where one day they're going to be in a better place because of the work that I'm putting in now. But something occurred to me the other day, and it was just one of those like crazy moments where I thought, wow, I've made a lot of good friends on LinkedIn. Okay. Because I've put myself out there. The easiest way to gain a hype man is to be someone else's hype man. Okay. So that's right. Exactly. So I try to be other people's hype man or hype girl, whatever. And in return, I've gained all these friendships and amazing people. And I was just kind of sitting there the other day and I thought, oh my goodness, how crazy is this that when some of my children get married, at their wedding are going to be people that I met on LinkedIn. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy. Like, I'll have friends there that I've been best friends with for 15 years, and sitting next to them is going to be someone that I met 2 years ago on LinkedIn because they're family now. So I think the biggest reward has been the ability to open my arms to a new network, new connections, new friendships, not to close yourself off into this one little thing where you're like, I'm just gonna make money. I'm gonna do my job and I'm the best. There's nobody better than me. And get out of that and say, there's all these amazing people around me. And let's do this together. Let's grow together. Let's take these friendships out of LinkedIn and let's support each other, through business. Let's support each other through life. So that's probably been the biggest reward, you know, especially the past couple years is this new family and friendships. And anyone can do it. I mean, anyone can do it. If you're listening to this right now and you're kind of like, if you're struggling with your business, or maybe you're having a bad month, or you just maybe you're unhappy with your career, maybe, you know, whatever you're going through, you just look to the people around you, because people are kinder than you think. And sometimes it just takes one message like, hey, would you mind talking later? You know, could I run some things, you know, past you? Or do you, you know, what are your thoughts on this? And it can become a lifelong friendship. So.
Wow. Evelyn, you are sealing up the show perfectly, right?
She's killing
You're
it,
making
bro.
sure to
You are awesome. I think you've watched a few of these.
Right, yeah, like you've watched one or two. Huh? but you know exactly, I mean, the exact recipe, like it, I mean, again, it's just always going to get back to correlating to the coffee, right? Heating things up to the right temperature. You can only pull something out of it, out of the actual coffee beans, if you are heated up to the right temp. So you understand laying the foundation inside of the connection piece. It doesn't matter if I've been a friend of theirs for 6 years or 2 years or 10 minutes,
right,
if we've actually made a genuine connection. And the great connecting piece is that you're still always leading with love. It's very easy for that to be what it is you receive back. Why? Because that's the seed you're sowing. You're always sowing it back out there with love, and you're receiving it back with love. And then what ultimately gets produced inside of all of that action is more and more community, more and more family, more and more laughs, more and more events where we can say, hey, this is the new challenge. Here's the new dream. We got a new challenge. We got a new dream. And seeing all those things come together has made Fred and I, one, incredible fans of you and Justin, right? And seeing where it is that you guys are going, the connection pieces that you make happen for everybody. But at the same time, it just adds to the communal chorus of people wanting to make sure that, hey, we can get through this, but we're not going to get through this by ourselves.
Exactly.
And you know what? I refuse to get through this by myself. You know what I mean? We have to go amongst that. And again, you marked our hearts being a hype man for somebody else. I mean, yes, that's how you get that. I mean, the word says, the Bible says, if you want to be a friend, be friendly to people. Very simple, right?
Wow, I don't know. Does that really make sense?
Right?
It's so true, though, you know, and it's facts, you know.
Simple.
There's a Facebook user, I'm not sure who it is. They say they wrote it down, and it's a great quote. I mean, I think that the easiest way to gain a hype man is be someone else's hype man.
Is that yours? Is that yours?
I just came up with it on the fly, guys. I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you, you might see a picture with your face on it and that quote right below it, just so you know. But anyway, I absolutely love this, and I love that you said that, because it is so true, and it's very easy words to say, and it's very easy to do. If you want to grow, help other people grow.
Exactly.
You will grow. So it's facts.
You gotta sow.
You gotta sow. Man, Evelyn, wow. You really crushed the show today. I honestly wish we can go longer and longer and longer, but you know, like you said, you have a busy day. We have a busy day, but this has been the greatest morning I've had in a long time. And I'm so glad that we got to do this with you. I'm excited to see. I can't wait to hear some more announcements about what's going on with Think. And I know it's going to be big. I know that you got, you know, Eric, I'm excited about the partnership with them. I'm excited about everything that you're all doing right now. I'm excited that we're part of it. I'm excited that we're friends. I'm excited we're in the same network. I'm just happy that you were here, and I'm so thankful that you got to spend this last hour with us.
Yes.
Thank you so much, guys.
How do people get a hold of you, Evelyn? Tell them how to reach out to you, Think Ad Group, or just get to know the awesomeness that is you.
I have her email address.
Number one, Evelyn at thinkadgroup.com. You can email me. Number two, I'm always hanging out on LinkedIn. So just look over there, send me a message, and we can talk. So
awesome. That's what's up. Well, car guys and car gals, we have had an incredible opportunity to brew with the best once again here inside of the cafe. We have a true solutionary that has graced us and continues to bless the industry. Make sure that you reach out to her, give her a coffee cup emoji, send her some love, send her some swag. Hey, you might get some back. Even if you show up to the think tank, I promise you, you will not be disappointed. but we have been honored by the incredible guests that we've had. I am Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
And I'm Fred Lenartz, the subprime hero.
And we have been brewing solutions on the Car Guy Coffee Podcast with the one, the only, Evelyn Kelly Searle. The only one we gave 3 names to on the podcast. Folks, that is been, this has been such an incredible event. Make sure that you pass this around. Watch this.
Share. I know. I appreciate
share.
you, LinkedIn, because you guys came in strong today. I was
Yes.
paying attention to the LinkedIn numbers because it doesn't post it up here. LinkedIn is where
heard
it's
her
at,
say LinkedIn.
because that is her family. That's our family too. LinkedIn is where I started my social media game. LinkedIn is what inspired me to start the show. LinkedIn is where I met people that make me want to be better than I was yesterday. So I'm thankful for LinkedIn also. I'm thankful for you. I'm so thankful that we connected. I really appreciate all the love and support you've given us over the past couple years, and we look forward to growing together. Love you, Ev. Make sure you let Justin know we love him. Give him a big hug for us today.
Speaking of growing together, Evelyn was also great in connecting us to another incredible group of people that have brought this message to you as well. The Dealership Toolkit. She has connected us inside of the think tank to them. Folks, you think we're kidding. This think tank really produces some cool stuff. But right up there, you can check them out. But again, they're always just finding a way to bring things together.
Like a puzzle.
Thank you. So again, thank you, Dealership Toolkit, for being incredible and for providing so many solutions for so many people. But car guys, car gals, because we have, again, an incredible solutionary here with us. We want to keep beating this drum. So we bid you farewell. Go do your thing. Get on the right frequency. And Justin can go ahead and pull his trumpet out to this. Add to these horns. We're out.